107.7 FM.
Headlines that shape the nation. Stories from the north, south, east, and west. Brought to you fresh and fast.
From the Dailies on your favorite radio station. Melody 107.7 FM. Stay tuned.
The time check, a minute gone past the hour of 8 o'clock this lovely Wednesday morning. It's the 15th day in the month of July 2026. A cool morning at that right here in the city of Lagos, and this is from the Dailies right here on your super darling station Melody 107.7 FM. I am Roland Imoyera. This is where we're going to take you through stories that made it to the front page as well as the inside pages of the papers for the day. I am not doing this alone this morning. The gentleman of the press is right here with me on the program as always on Wednesdays. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Roland. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, good morning, listener. It feels good to be here this morning, the 15th day of July, 2026. And we are live on YouTube at Melody 107.7 FM. All right, even in the course of the show, we'll be calling out our phone lines for you to call in to share your contributions on any of the stories that resonate with you. With me, I have the Vanguard as well as the Daily Trust newspapers.
And I'll be taking you through stories from the Nigerian Tribune as well as the Punch newspapers for today.
All right, now from the Vanguard newspaper, I have the big bold one. PFIPC, police nab DG Adeyemi in Osun Village, I doubt. And it has its rider as court orders his arrest for failing to appear. And the second rider, it says, fixes September 30 for arraignment. You can find this story in details on page 5. And moving on, why Nigeria's databases still fragmented despite NIMC's claims. That's on page 10 for details. And then Tinubu transmits a state police constitution amendment bill to reps, and that's on page 8 for details. Above the masthead, Oyedele pushes for results-driven reforms, a stronger regional tax compensation. You can have a cooperation. You can have that on page 910. And then we have, moving on, ADC insists appeal court verdict has no effect on presidential tickets. And that's on page 9 for details. Away from that, why Tinubu didn't call Makinde over Orire rescue. You can find all of this and more on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for today, ADC demands Nafiu Bala's prosecution over alleged forgery of INEC documents. Moving on to other stories now, lawyer politicians differ on appeal court ruling on implications of ADC primary. That's on page 3 of the paper. And police arrest fake PFIPC DG Adeyemi in Osun. And that's, I think, Matthew, that's one of the biggest stories that's been trending since yesterday over his arrest. If you were online and you've been seeing what's been going on, we've seen videos of obviously distraught Adeyemi when he was arrested and was being questioned about what's his name. He was literally disturbed, and it was picked up according to the security operatives now in his hideout. And one of the things that happened during the court ruling yesterday was his lawyer coming out to say that he did not show up in court because he was afraid of his life. Is that even a tenable excuse in any way, Matthew?
Can you imagine? It's only in Nigeria that you see all this kind of drama. Be saying that he was afraid of his life.
Yes.
So who is coming out of coming after his life? Then it's said in the holy books that if you did well, won't you be
But he has been all over the place. He has been all over the place before now, saying he is not in hiding. That he is going, he has some moving document. He has some documents now that incriminating document is going to present now to the courts if when the time comes. Why was it in court?
Yes, he couldn't show up.
Now it is even better for you to honor invitation than for you to be arrested by these guys. This is something that we really need to, like I did say yesterday on the program, till this moment, he is still innocent until he is proven guilty by the competent court of law. So yes, it should be treated as such. Let me move on to other stories now on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Go after under bandits, terrorists nationwide. Senate tells federal government. Cautions Makinde to stop trivializing government's efforts. Your assembly backs governor's call on for UN probe. Orire Hospital discharged 25 out of 39 on admission. That's on the 3 and 4. Go after other bandits, terrorists nationwide. Senate tells federal government. This is something that is they should really take seriously. The analysts we had on Monday on our program trying to explain to us why it might be difficult to replicate what we saw at the Orire rescue with that of the ones we have in Bauchi and others due to the porous nature of the borders and not even the borders right now. The terrain now, the forest where they are being kept, and exactly where these guys are in order, climb. But the Senate has given the federal government a marching order, which is a step in the right direction. And what do you make out of the governor's call for a United Nations probe into this particular incident? Is it a step in the right direction? From your own perspective, right? I want to tap into your brain and throw you off brand and something now, Matthew.
Well, we cannot rule out the fact that there is a possibility that these things are being sponsored, even not just by Nigerians, and maybe some external forces. Do you get? So if this is a wake-up call, not just to Nigeria, but even UN should also look into so many other countries like that.
I understand your point, Matthew, but if you want to look at the reasons given by the governor now, for some of the reasons, even before giving this particular reason for calling for this probe, remember he came out to say that for a while now there's not been any kidnap incident in Oyo State until he declared for his presidential ambition some months, and less than 24 hours we had this. It's like kind of indicting the government for being or trying to make this look like a political witch hunt.
Is it necessarily the government that is targeting this against? Is targeting this against maybe the party that is because he is still in.
Yes, now it's been bashed by the presidency from right, left and center for making this call. The fact is that he has a right to make this call if he feels there is something fishy. He might have information that we do not have. He might be calling for independent probe into this incident to really bring out or unravel some facts. Now, if the federal government sees this as necessary, I think they should, just cooperate. And if it is something that should will eliminate any form of doubt. Remember, there's already this distrust between the people and the government. Now, to eliminate this distrust, you should just do all you can to, even if you feel that this probe will help to eliminate the doubts in the mind of the people. From my own perspective, I think this is something that should be considered. Not the bashing is getting ready for center, telling him not to politicize the issue, not to trivialize it, this is not something to trivialize about. Remember, life you're lost in the process.
Yes.
It's not something that should be trivialized. I think the governor should be taken seriously from my own perspective in this regard.
And do you also see the possibility of other state governors to do the same thing?
Well, everybody has a right. Everybody knows how the security situation in their own state. Whatever you need to be done, whatever you need to do to protect life and property in your state. You remember the governor is the chief executive of the state. Is like the chief security officer of the state. Whatever goes wrong, one way or the other will.
Responsible for it.
Yes. So if he feels this is a way he can help to secure his people further, to even unravel some facts that he might have that we do not know, then why bash him right left and center? Is the executive governor for crying out loud? All right, let me move on to other stories now from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Lassa fever deaths rise to 219 as cases hit 891 in 23 states. Customs discover 26.5 billion naira illicit drug inside imported gas at Apapa port. You can follow up more by going to the page 26 of the paper for that. Passengers, operators lament as waterways transportation proposal refer bill to special ad hoc committee on constitution review. Digital literacy drives gains momentum as Odua Investment Foundation graduates, cohorts 1 and trainees. On the health corner of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper for this morning, ultrasound may help prevent arthritis after joint injuries. That is coming from researchers. But Matthew, I want us to interrogate this a little bit. Now, reps dropping on state police bill considered Tinubu's proposal. People have been saying that this particular National Assembly, we keep saying that they look it's like they are rubber stamped, because you have a bill that you are actually considering and the presidency transmits its own, and you said, okay, let's step down our own and consider that of the presidency. What if there are some you are there to to represent the people? You're supposed to legislate on behalf of the people. You have to look at the interest of the people. The executive have their own interest, so this is why this checks and balance comes in. If the presidency just brings anything and the Senate or the House of Representatives now that are supposed to legislate these things and ensure this evilness kind of just tend to look the other way in most cases. What does it tell us about this particular assembly?
Well, it tells us that they are probably, easily manipulated by the government of the day. Even people have also lost interest, or should I say lost trust in their representatives.
Trust, yeah.
Yes. So, if like you said before, they're supposed to be representing the interest of the people.
Of the people they represent,
now they are prioritizing the interest of the president.
The executive, yeah. This also translates even to the state assemblies, actually. When you see them, they just overstamp, because whatever is coming from the executive, in most cases, they just approve and just let go without even sometimes doing real thorough legislative work on these bills.
What do you really expect? Most of them too were financed, or should I say,
they came into office.
They came into office through the help of the president.
In one way or the other, I'm sure they are scared of being victimized or being witch hunts.
They are just being loyal to the powers that be. Now, this also brings us to the fear of having a majority, members of a political class in the assembly. These are some of the things that members of the ruling class,
the same party, yes, making up a large member of the assembly. Well, those are some of the stories we can take from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune for this morning.
And now moving on to Daily Trust newspaper this morning. The major story here is saying Fathom Council DG detained, with Ijabiken listed as witness. You can find this on pages 4 and 5 of Daily Trust newspaper. We have rescued Oyo pupils. Teachers reunite with families. I think that's a good one.
That's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Parents demand justice over alleged assault of 5-year-old daughter. You can find us in details on page 8. Moving on page 12, 3 parties failed to submit presidential candidates as INEC shuts portal. Now moving on. Federal government expands intervention powers in state police bill. All of this on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
For a while now, people have been clamoring and saying, why does the government want to to register some of these political parties? How can INEC give a deadline, and you, as a registered political party, fail to submit the names of presidential candidates, 3 presidential candidates? Some of these political parties, we don't know. Well, we don't know their seriousness, actually, because if you are a really strong political party, definitely you must have a presidential candidate to present, or probably you want to align yourself with or adopt another party's political, presidential candidates now. But for the fact that you failed, the APC have been actually mocking some of the political parties for failing to meet these deadlines. If you've been following what is going on in the news, actually, this is a deadline that was set. You guys have a lot of time to plan, put your house together to ensure that you meet these deadlines. And at the end of the day, you're failing to produce your presidential candidates. Now, you start crying foul when the powers that be now wants to take action against your parties. Some of this, now this even brings us to, do we even really need most of these political parties in the first place, especially those that know that they do not have what it takes now to contest with the big boys in the game?
You see, for every game, there's a winner, there's a loser.
Is a loser, and there's an interest.
There's an interest. Now, everyone has a right to exercise their civic rights, and this is not a dictatorial system of government.
Democracy. We are in democracy.
What's it called? A one-party system.
Yes.
So for the expression of democracy, we should have a multi-party system, and then when they now get to the polls, let them test their weight. Let us see who wins.
Yes.
But then the bigger picture, what I'm saying here is this. Some people have argued, or should I say suspected, that the ruling party, APC, is the one, some of them who defected, understand, as the ones that are now causing problems in the other
political parties,
yes,
where they defected to.
Yes. Because just in a way to give more prominence to APC.
So are you trying to say that there might be moles now in the party they defected to?
Yes.
Which also brings us...
This might have been sponsored by APC itself, to make sure that those ones do not really see the light of day. They are not prominent enough to actually contest with them.
This issue of cross-carpeting from one political party to the other will witness like almost every election cycle.
Yes.
In the long run, don't you think that this is going to bring issues for even those political parties in the country as we speak?
In the country as
in the long run, yes.
Well, you see, all of this that you are saying is what still makes what's it called? Causing the fact that the average man on the street does not even believe in Nigerian politics anymore. Because now he's no longer looking serious. Because today you are supporting this particular party or this particular candidate for this party. Yes. Overnight, it's announced that he has defected from this party to the other party. So it will only be energizing the ruling party, and in a way. What's it called? If you are going to look at it with illusion, you see that it's still the ruling party that is the only party. The other parties that are not nowhere to be found.
This also brings me to the issue of ideology and manifestos and from all these our political parties. In the US, we have the Democrats and we have the Republicans. We've known what they stood for over years. Their ideology has not changed over a long period of time. In the UK, you have the Republican, in the UK, you have the Labour, you have the Conservatives, and we have the other likes. And this.
Do we have such an entity here in Nigeria?
Each of these political entities, they are known for a particular stance. They are known for an ideology. What are our political parties in the country known for? The politicians that are aligning themselves with these political parties, what are they known for? What are their ideologies?
To grab power. That's the intention, to grab power.
So how do Nigerians now even decide which particular political party to align themselves with when we do not have a clear manifesto, a clear ideology of what the political party for? If you don't have a political party that aligns with your ideology, don't you think it's time? We don't think the country is now ripe for us to start considering independent candidacy?
Independent candidacy. Well, I don't think we are matured for that yet.
Wow, why?
Then even Nigerians, do we have such a political literacy enough to actually identify with just independent candidacy?
We do.
What we do now.
It all depends on the individual to play into this background very well.
Or should I say under the auspices of a particular party?
Yes.
That people can identify with. Whether you now get there, it's only your wife and children that
family and friends
to vote for you. No problem. But then what has been working is that you come under the auspices of a particular party.
I understand, Matthew, but I say, don't you think it's time for us to start considering that as an option?
As an option,
yes.
But will it see the light of the day?
At least let's give it a try and see. Somebody might surprise you at the end of the day.
Well, let's see if our current chairman of INEC
and this kind of this might even help to eliminate the problem of imposition of candidates most times. Godfatherism might even be eliminated in this context. You never can tell. People might have a particular candidate that they favor, they want to support. But if the political party's ideology is not in line with the particular candidate's ideology, or maybe it doesn't even have this right backing for the godfathers of the...
That's independent.
They can cause upsets. They can cause upsets.
Spend so much money.
If you don't have money, is politics a game for the faint-hearted and the ordinary citizen? No, you must have something. You must be a very strong man to embark on any political office in the country as it is right now. Do you know how much it even costs to purchase the form alone for each of these political positions? All right, let me quickly move on to the Punch newspaper for this hour now. Federal government ends United Nations-led humanitarian coordination. That is on page 7 of the paper. On page 9 of the paper, we have this. Reps dump own state police bill. Adopt Tinubu's version. We discussed that a while ago. Your abduction. Senate SGF fault Makinde's UN probe demand. I wonder why they have to be faulting his probe demand. We discussed it a while ago. Yes. Just the way the SGF also has his right to say his own. The Senate president also have the right to say whatever they want to say. This man is an executive governor, the chief executive of a state in the country. All right, moving on to other stories now. 2027 race. INEC recognizes Atiku 470 ADC candidates. I think that will come as a relief to that particular party for INEC to recognize this presidential candidate despite different court judgments, different issues that we've been getting right, left, and center. But INEC has come out now to recognize Atiku as its presidential candidate, as well as 470 other ADC candidates. I think the party will have a sigh of relief in this particular one. The elections are just some months away. I don't think all these crises, setbacks, it takes time to really rebuild, strategize, and get to stay focused and get things moving again. I think it's something that they will be happy about. Moving on to other stories, fake agency scandal. How IGP Special Forces arrested controversial DG in Osun hideout. It has the rider. Inside the 1-week manhunt that led to Adeyemi's arrest, Abuja High Court postpones arraignment until September 30th. NBA orders push for evidence-driven investigation, which is very critical, Matthew. Evidence-driven investigation.
I already read it from the other paper. I took the other time, Vanguard.
Tears Joy has abducted or your pupils reunite with parents. The trauma will still be there one way or the other, but I know a lot is being done
they need to properly rehabilitate.
They ensure they are yes. They ensure that they are rehabilitated. It's a good one. We welcome what we are seeing. Everybody's excited that about what about
that teacher that was slain.
Yes, I think yesterday they still made appeal to the federal government to help recover the body of their slain relative.
By now it would have decomposed.
Well, in any which way it is, I think it's they say they need closure. So I think if it will help to get closure, they should help to get the body back for the family to get closure like they are demanding. FAAN's ride booking app triggers airport taxi row. That is on page 30 of the Punch for today. Manhunt begins for killers of Lagos NURTW leader. That's a rather sad one. He was killed on his way from Fadeyi axis to along the Ikorodu road. I think that should be on Sunday night. He's an executive now of the NURTW in Lagos State. Let's just hope the investigations are being done like it's ongoing right now, and they'll get to the root of this matter. All these killings cannot continue to go unabated and unchecked in the country. This is things that are really taking us back as a nation. Let me take my last story from the Punch for today. Federal government grants Shell. Okay, federal government grants Shell $11.5 barrel tax credit to unlock $20 billion investments. You can read up more on page 3 for that story, and that's the much story we can get this morning from the front page of the Punch newspaper for today.
All right. Okay. Now to the details of the stories.
You still have time for details? Okay, you can take one. Let's go.
Okay, for the details. Okay. The story just took now. Just
okay. All right.
To get to the stories.
Go ahead.
I have it on Vanguard. Police launch a manhunt for killers of Lagos NURTW secretary, and that's Ajiboye. Okay, Lagos Police Command has commenced an intensive manhunt for yet to be identified gunmen who shot dead the organizing secretary of the National Union of Road Transport Workers NURTW, Toba Ajiboye, popularly called Toba Ijaya, along the Ikorodu Road in Lagos. According to information, the NURTW scribe was pronounced dead by medical experts at the St. Nicholas